Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday only here on YouTube. We'll be joining the Oldies and More radio network beginning at midnight tonight. This is the last show to start at this time slot, at least the last show to start at 10 p.m. Beginning next week, I'll start an hour earlier. Experienced my first week of retirement here. Kind of crazy week, I will tell you that. But please make note that next week I will be starting at 9 o'clock. Those of you that view or listen to the show live, so take note of that. We opened up the April 30th, 2022 Vinyl Treasure Show with an instrumental. Actually, it's a request by Kenny Mack. He's in our YouTube chat room. Saxophonist Noble Thin Man Watson is Rhythm Sparks, and a song called Hard Times (The Slop), and it's on Baton Records. I played the promo, which actually has a different title than the stock. On the promo it says, and I didn't get a chance to show it to you, Johnny G, getting all riled up here for the show, but on the promo it says the new teenage dance sensation, The Slop. So no mention of Hard Times, so I wonder why when they added that in, because I don't know if maybe there are stock copies that have that in it. I haven't seen it, but that was a number 44 record on Billboard, number 10 record on WAAF out of Chicago, Illinois. That's going out to Kenny Mack. Noble Thin Man Watts from October 57 on Baton. Hard Times, The Slop. Well, enough of my babbling here. Got lots of requests and lots of cool records, rare 45s out of my collection, 1950s and early 60s. So let's open up here with a flip side from last week. And actually, this is a request for Daryl Letts, as I featured the Avons last week out of Inglewood, New Jersey. Actually, Timothy requested the flip side of this. It was called You Are So Close to Me. That's their third release on Whole Records. Daryl asked for the flip side from December 1957. It features Bob Lee on lead, the Avons on the Whole label. It's called Gonna Catch You Nappin'.
Bad, bad, you,
They're called the Avons. The Avons, they're going out to Daryl Letts, December 1957 release, Gonna Catch You Nappin'. That's on B. Castlin's Hull record label. That's their third of 7, if I'm not mistaken, on the Hull record label. We continue here. You know, we count down the music chronologically here on the 50s and early 60s edition. And up next, a request for Emnon. And this group, they're from the Morrisania section of the Bronx. They met up with Joe Davis, who independently recorded them and leased their tracks first to MGM Records and put out 2 of their releases. Then Joe Davis created his own record label, called it the JD label, and the very first release on the label was JD number 777, and it was by this group, the Crickets. But let's give a listen to their third release, their third of 6 on JD. It features Dean Barlow on lead. This is going out to Emnon. First presses for you collectors should be on the Pink JD record label, December 1953. Dean Barlow and the Crickets on JD Records. The song is called Changing Partners. This is for Emnon.
We were waltzing together to a dreamy melody when they called out, change partners, and you waltzed away from me. Now my arms are so empty as I gaze around the floor, and I'll keep on changing partners till I hold you once more. Though we dance for one moment, and too soon we had to part. In that wonderful moment, something happened to my heart. So I'll keep changing partners till you're in my arms again. Oh, my darling, I will never change partners again. We danced for one moment, and too soon we had to part. In that wonderful moment, something happened to my heart. So I keep changing partners till you're in my arms again. Oh, my darling, I will never change partners again.
As by request for Amnon there, those are the Crickets. As Big Dave Swinger says, Grover Dean Barlow on lead in the Crickets on Joe Davis's JD record label. Their third of 6 on JD from December 1953. Song entitled Changing Partners, as Johnny G is changing over the 45. And as we're going to follow this record up with the flip side of this 45 by the Crickets, as both Tom Shaughnessy and Emnon requested the flip. It's not unusual that I get B-sides requested on the same show. It's not that easy for me to flip the records over. There's some dead air, I guess. Well, Johnny G's babbling on here. But let's flip this 45 over because the flip side's pretty nice too, as they requested the side called Your Love. Again, here are the Crickets with Grover Dean Barlow on lead, going out to Tom and Emnon, December 53. The Crickets with Your Love.
Your love is all I crave. I would be your slave just to have your love. Each night when you're not near, it seems like a year, 'cause I want your love. Sweetheart, hear my prayer, never leave me. It's your love I need all life through. I swear by the Bible, believe me. My love is only for you. Well, your love is all I crave. I would be your slave just to have your love. Sweetheart, hear my prayer, never leave me. It's your love I need all life through. I swear by the Bible, believe me. My love is only for you. Well, your love is all I crave. I would be your slave just to have your love.
That's for Tom and Emnon, the Crickets. Grover Dean Barlow on lead, December 1953. Your Love, great two-sided 45 changing partners. Your Love, Joe Davis's JD record label. I have that on a pink 78 too, believe it or not. That although that 45 does not play bad, some of these JD presses you have to use a 78 needle. Let's continue here on the Vinyltreasure show. Now that Crickets 45 was released in December 53. So was this next 45 requested by Kenny Mack. It's on Don Robey's Duke record label. It's been a while since I featured the great Johnny Ace here on the Vinyltreasure show. Now this was his fourth of 10, and this was the follow-up to The Clock, which was a big number one R&B Billboard hit. His first release, a song called My Song, that was also a big number one Billboard R&B hit. His second was called Cross My Heart. That made it to number 3. The Clock was 1, and this was his next release that made it at number 2 on the R&B chart. From December 53, going out to Kenny Mack, Johnny Ace on Duke. It's called Saving My Love for You.
You said you want me, baby, I'm glad. I feel so good now, 'cause you're not mad. Please believe me, I'm saving my love for you. We'll be together, and it won't be long. I'll make you love me from that day on. Please believe me, I'm saving my love for you. Can't you remember last September we kissed and we said goodbye? I pretended that I was happy, but darling, I wanted to cry. We'll be together, and it won't be long. I'll make you love me from that day on. Please believe me, I'm saving my love for you. We'll be together, and it won't be long. I'll make you love me from that day on. Please forgive me, I'm saving my love for you.
That's the great Johnny Ace there, going out to Kenny Mack. Johnny Ace from December 1953 on the Duke record label. Saving My Love for You is the name of the tune. Let's move into 1954 now. How about a twin spin on the Duke record label and a request for listener Daniel Kubacki. This group was discovered by band leader Johnny Otis while he was passing through the state of, this Omaha, Nebraska. We'll call it passing through Omaha, Nebraska. He brought them to Don Robey's Duke record label. Now, Daniel requested their second of four on the Duke label. It features 19-year-old Eugene McDaniels on lead, and that's the same Eugene McDaniels that would go solo in 1960 and have his biggest hit on the Liberty label from 1961. If you know the song 100 Pounds of Clay, I think A Tower of Strength did well for him too in 62. But this one is back in August of 1954, and he's doing lead with his group called the Sultans. August 54, the Sultans on Duke. It's called Baby Don't Put Me Down. It's a rough copy.
I'll be around, baby, about 10:30. We'll shuck and jive and let the loving begin. Let's rock, oh pretty baby, let's rock. Hey pretty one, let's rock. Baby, don't put me down. First you hug and squeeze, then you play and tease. Come on, baby, just one kiss, please. Let's rock. Oh, baby, let's rock. Hey, pretty baby, let's rock. Baby, don't put me down. Let's rock all night long. Let's rock. I'm still gonna. I need a fine thing just like you to come home at night and tell my troubles too. Let's rock. Baby, don't put me down. Stop. About 10:30, we'll shuck and jive and let the loving begin. Let's rock, oh baby, let's rock, pretty baby, let's rock. Baby, don't you put me down. let's rock, let's rock.
When you hear this song,
Let's rock, let's rock.
don't do me wrong.
Sunday morning, let the rocking begin. Rock till Sunday rolls around again. Let's rock. Baby, don't, baby, don't put me down.
There you go, by request for Daniel Kubacki there. Those are the Sultans on Don Robey's Duke record label. That's Eugene McDaniels on lead there, back from August 1954. The Sultans on Duke. Baby Don't Put Me Down is the name of the tune. And yeah, Phyllis Otis wrote that record. That's Johnny Otis's wife. Anyway, but this group also recorded on King as the Admirals. I think I played their record last week. It was it Ronnie Sherman or the week before? Ronnie Sherman requested the Admirals. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We stay in 1954. We head to Harlem, New York for this group called the Charmers. The Charmers on the Timely label. Their first two releases came out on the Central label with a female lead, Vicki Burgess. She was the lead singer of the group initially, but she would leave, of course, to create a group called the Joytones, recorded for George Goldner's Rama record label. But the group continued to record. They moved to Timely Records for two releases. Now, this is their first, and it features Eugene Sonny Cook on lead. Now, I played around with this record. The 78 sounds phenomenal. Paul Gruber, he posted his promo 78. I have a flexi disc 78 of this record. It sounds phenomenal on a 78. The 45, not so good, but it sounds better with a 78 needle. I just switched it here. So to play this record, you gotta switch to your 78 needle. This is from October 1954. These are the Charmers. The Charmers on Timely. The song is called I Was Wrong.
If you will listen, then you will know. If I could tell you I love you so, I was
Whoops. Yes and all on the 45, October 1954 on the timely record label. The Charmers there with Eugene Sonny Cook on lead. The Charmers with I Was Wrong. Now their next release only came out on a 78, their second release. And I think though what's his name? Ratio put the Boots out on red vinyl. What is it called? Is it Battle Axe? Is that the one? I think, is that the record that's by the Charmers, or I'm getting confused with the Ambassadors? Anyway, Johnny G draws a blank in retirement. Actually, I got to go to work one more day, folks, this coming Friday to turn in all my PC equipment, and then I am done. Let's continue. Here we are in 1954. One more record from 1954. It's a flip from last week. I featured the Imperials on the Great Lakes label, their first of two for Kenny Mack. It was called It Won't Be Very Long, and it was Darrell Letts that asked Johnny G to flip it over, and the song co-written by the band leader Sax Carey and the lead singer for the group. His name is Milton Harris. Going out to Darrell, January 54, the Imperials on Great Lakes, and maybe this'll happen to Johnny G. The song is called Life of Ease.
Oh, baby, just let me alone. Leave me be. I'm tired of all the women making a fool of me. Oh, baby, baby, can't you see? I want a life of peace. Oh, baby, just let me alone. Leave me be. At this rate, you be killing me. Oh, baby, baby, can't you see? I want a life of peace.
You know, Dapper Dan, 60 Mini Man, and some of the fellas you know. Cause when I get to rockin' all night long,
just let me alone. Leave me be. A day and all night is too much for me. Oh, baby, baby, can't you see? I want a life of peace. Oh, baby, do-wop, easy, baby, just do-wop, easy, baby, just do-wop, easy, baby, well, do-wop, easy, baby, just do-wop, easy, baby, just do-wop, easy, baby, just do-wop, easy, baby, well, I want a life of peace, blood,
don't need that 60 Mini Man and some of the fellas you know. Cause when I get to rockin' all night long,
just let me alone. Leave me be. At this fate you be killing me. Oh, baby, baby, can't you see? I want a life of ease. Well, I want a life of ease.
That's going out to Darrell Letts there. Those are the Imperials. Milton Harris and the Imperials, January 54 release on the Great Lakes record label. Life of Ease is the name of the tune. Their second release is only on a 78. I'll have to play that one on my All 78 show, which I will be doing hopefully soon, as it's the first week of retirement, folks. Let's continue here. We move into 1955. We go back to Harlem, New York for this group and their only release on Best Berman's Apollo record label. The group was called the Dovers. Now, one side of the 45 features a female lead, Miriam Great, which which is a great song, My Angel, but I needed a jump here. But featuring the side with the male lead, his name is Bobby Johnson. He was a member of this group, and he co-wrote this song. We go back to April 1955 for Bob Johnson and the Dovers. This is on the Apollo record label. It's called Please Squeeze. Those are the Dovers there. The Dovers backing up Bob Johnson. He was a member of the group. Next week, we'll hear the female lead on the flip side, a nice ballad. But that's April 1955, Bob Johnson and the Dovers on the Apollo record label. Please Squeeze is the name of the two. Now, Miriam, the female on the flip, we'll hear her next week. She would leave the group, and she reunited new members and continued to record as the Dovers with releases on Davis and also on the New Horizon label. The other members of this group stayed with the Apollo label to record as the Valtones. Yes, they did. As we continue here, we are 1955. Up next, a request for listener Daniel Kubacki. Now, this group is originally from Baltimore, Maryland, but they were working a club down in Miami, Florida, where they were spotted by A&R man for Deluxe at the time. It was Mr. Henry Stone. He discovered them and brought them over to Sid Nathan's Deluxe record label. They would have this one release. Of course, later on, they would sign with Teenage Records and record as the Baltoneers, but earlier they were known as the Valtones. This is from March 1955. This is going out to Daniel. The Valtones on Deluxe. It's called Tender Darling.
My baby was
you are my tender darling. You are my tender darling. You are
so good from your head to your feet now.
You are my tender darling. You are my tender darling. You are my tender darling. Tender all the time. Come to me, baby, put your arms around me. Squeeze me, darling, before you might. Hold me, baby, and never let me go.
Oh, baby, babe, I love you so now.
You are my tender darling. You are my tender darling. You are my tender darling. Tender all the time. Do up, doo-be, doo-be, 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 do up.
As going out to Daniel Kubacki, the Valtones there. Valtones from March 1955. It's on Deluxe Records' Tender Darling, a song I first heard on the Time Capsule show when I was a teenager. I said, am I ever going to find that 45? I eventually did on the promo. I wonder if there's stock copies of that. I'm sure there are. But anyway, let's continue. Here we are in 1955. We head to Chicago, Illinois. I just love this next group. They're called the Orchids. They did two fantastic records on Al Benson's Parrot record label. Let's give a listen to their second. It features Gilbert Warren on lead. We go back to October 1955. The Orchids on Parrot. It's called You Said You Loved Me.
You said you love me, now you're gone. How did my heart know right from wrong? You said you love me till the day I die. Till the day I die. You said you love me and said goodbye. Why did you break my heart with all those lies? You said you love me, but now, darling, goodbye. You know I love you. What did I do wrong? I never caused you pain, or did you harm? You said you would love me with all your heart. Say we'll never part. You said you love me and said goodbye. Why did you break my heart with all those lies? You said you love me, but now, darling, goodbye. You know I love you. What did I do wrong? I never caused you pain, or did you harm? You said you would love me with all your heart. Say we'll never part. You said you love me and said goodbye. Why did you break my heart with all those nights you said you love me, but now, darling, it's goodbye.
That's the sound of the Orchids here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Gilbert Warren on lead, October 1955. That's their second release on the Parrot label. You Said You Loved Me is the name of the tune. And let's continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show. We move into 1956. And on the April 9th, 2022 show, I featured Ruth McFadden and an uncredited group. I was guessing at the time it was the Solitaires that backed her up on the flip side of this, called You For Me, and her second of two on High Weiss's Old Town record label. So let's flip this 45 over, which I know the group backing her up on this because they state it on the label. They're called the Royaltones. The Royaltones also recording for the Old Town record label. You might have their 45 called Crazy Love or Latin Love maybe, or Hey Norman, which is a flip of that. But anyway, this is from March 1956. Ruth McFadden and the Royaltones on the Old Town record label. It's called Two in Love, parentheses, with Only One Heart. March 56 release for Ruth McFadden and the Royaltones on the Old Town record label. That's her second of three on Old Town. Two in Love, parentheses, with Only One Heart. Her third release on Old Town's a good one too. Harptones backing her up on Schoolboy. That's a rare 45. Have to pull that one out for a future play. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. It is our last show beginning at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be starting next week at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., so tell your friends all about it. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll get notifications. If you click the bell, you'll get notifications when Johnny G is live. Let's continue here from 1956. We make our first trip out to Detroit, Michigan with a request for listener Emnon. It's on Devorah Brown's Fortune record label. This is the sixth release for the Diablos. with this release, though, they were no longer known as the Diablos, featuring Nolan Strong. All the presses from this point on would read Nolan Strong and the Diablos, so he would get top billing. And this release has multiple variations for you collectors. I think the true first press is on the purple label, and I think it's on blue. Purple, maroon, and then I think the blue label. I have the white disc jockey copy, and that I'm featuring, and there is a copy, believe it or not, I do have it, that has like an extended ending. It's longer. I don't think it's this copy, though. I don't think it's this one. Either way, it's a great tune. This is from April 1956, going out to Emnon, Nolan Strong, and the Diablos on the Fortune label. The song is called You Are. This is for Emnon.
You are like the sunshine in the morning, like the moonlight in the evening. All these things you are to me. Yes, you are like the star that lights my way when I have been led astray. All these things you are to me. You are the only one who knows how I love you. You are the only one. Please say you love me too. You know, darling, I need you all the time. You know what I am thinking. You're always on my mind. Yes, you are. Heaven's answer to my prayer. With you no one can compare. All these things you are to me.
I don't think that's the long ending that read. That's the shorter ending. Maybe they put the shorter ending on the promos. Well, you know, maybe, I don't know if what the reason is, but that's Nolan Strong and the Diablos by request for Amnon, April 1956 on the DeVore Brown's Fortune Records. You Are is the name of the tune. Let's continue here. We are 1956. Up next, a request for listener Kenny Mack. And in May of 1956, Raul Sita, pianist arranger for the Harptones, put together the Royale Sita Chorus, which consisted of 3 groups he rehearsed: the Harptones, the Joytones, and a group called the Lyrics, who never really recorded except as part of this chorus. And this included about a dozen singers, if you add all those singers up. But they first recorded on the Joytones record, if you know the song called Gee What a Boy. And on that same day, for that recording session, they backed up Mabel King on Symbol of Love. And then in August of 1956, they backed up the Harptones on this request for Kenny, and I think they backed up Mabel King on her other release. But anyway, This is a cool tune. This is one that I remember listening to on the oldies stations when I first was listening to this music, and it's from August of 1956. It features Willie Winfield on lead. These are the great Harptones on George Golner's Rama record label. It's called That's the Way It Goes. This is for Kenny.
Smile is something I'll never forget. And since that day my love grows and grows. And that's the way it goes. The way it goes. I've spent a lifetime just waiting for you. But from now on, dear, my searching is through. For you can make all my dreams come true. And that's the way it goes. From out of nowhere, you came into view. Now I'm completely in love with you. You walk right in, my heart walked out. You took its place without doubt. Oh, won't you please open your heart to me? For since I've known you, you're all that I see. You are the one girl that my heart has chosen. That's the way it goes. It
I guess you heard the chorus there at the end of that record. There you go. That's with the Royale Sita chorus and the Harptones. I think Raul Sita said he needed the chorus to fill in the gaps, is what he called it. August 1956, Willie Winfield and the Harptones on the Rama record label. The first of three on the Rama record label. That's the way it goes. For you collectors out there, be very leery about this record and other red Ramas also, because some of the originals are supposed to have 45 RPM on both sides of the label. Sometimes it's got like that patent that, you know, it says regional patent office or something there. Those are second presses. Those were used later on in the Red Rama series. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here. We move into 1957 now with a request for Daniel Kubacki. Now, this group, they're originally from Roxbury, Massachusetts. They had 6 releases on Sidney Siegel's Dawn label before their very last record, which first came out on the Chord label, which I have, but it's got an edge warp to it, and I gotta put I don't want to change my weights on my tone arm, so I'm not going to play my Chord 45, released in November of 1957, but a month later, in December, the master was sold to Epic Records, who put it out, and the mint vinyl promos play really nice on this record here. It features Eddie Brooks on lead. This charted number 10. This was a number 10 record on WLS in Chicago, Illinois. Going out to Daniel Kubacki, December 1957. The Sophomores on Epic, and their tune called Charades.
Charades, 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 were you just playing charades? Charades, 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 were you just playing charades? I fell in love tonight at the party, and here's how it came to be. Playing charades, 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 when you were playing charades with me. Charades, 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 when you were playing charades. When you acted out, I love you sincerely. Was it what it seemed to be, or just charades? Charades, 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 were you just playing charades with me? Charades, charades, charades with me. I watched you do every syllable in pantomime. Did I guess wrong when I asked you, are you really mine? The party was fun, but now that it's over, oh please tell me honestly, was it charades, 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 were you just playing charades, or are you in love with me? Charades, were you just playing charades, or are you in love with me? I watched you do every syllable in pantomime. Did I guess wrong when I asked you, are you really mine? The party was fun, but now that it's over, oh please tell me honestly, was it charades, 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 were you just playing charades, or are you in love with me? Charades, were you just playing charades, or are you in love with me?
They're called the Sophomores. The Sophomores there. Eddie Brooks on lead, December 1957. I featured it on the Epic label. Charades is the name of the tune. Johnny G not playing charades. I never play charades on a Saturday night. I only play original vinyl 45s. Tell your friends about it. As we continue here, we are in 1957. We go to Brooklyn, New York for this next group. It's a request for Sugar Bear Sterling. Sugar Bear Sterling requested this. They had 2 releases on the MGM record label. This was their first, and they were managed by Teddy Randazzo, by the way, who co-wrote this tune. It features Paul Rubenstein on lead, and this is going out to Sterling. These are the Cartoons with a K. The Cartoons with a K from December 1957 on MGM. The song is called Raindrops.
Raindrops on the window all day long. Darling, what's the matter? What could go wrong? It's you I adore. It's you I implore. Will you be mine? Will you be mine? Raindrops on the window from the skies, just like the teardrops in my eyes. My thoughts are being scattered, my love is being shattered. Miss you so. Come back, my love. Come back, my love. Well, I don't know why you treat me this way. Can't seem to find peace of mind. Darling, please come home to
just like before. The sun would be high, no clouds in the sky.
No more raindrops, no more raindrops.
Round my
As by request for Sugar Bear Sterling in our YouTube chat room, December 1957, the Cartoons with a K. The Cartoons with a K on the MGM record label, their first of two, song entitled Raindrops. Always fun to find records like that for 10 cents out in the wild, because I found that locally here at a garage sale. I might be doing some of that tomorrow with my high school friend, Robert Neal. We're going to go look at, we're going to Hastings on Hudson. There's some record thing going on there. So I'm going to show up there about 1 o'clock. I'll meet him there, and he's up from Florida. So they said they had some 45's. The last time I went, it was funny. I found some soul 45's for 20 cents. You can't go wrong with that, but maybe, usually they're kind of beat up, but you never know what you might find. You might be lucky. Maybe Johnny G will be lucky. But let's continue here. We go back to Chicago for the great El Dorados. Now, according to the database that Charlene maintains for me, I have never played this song by the group, and I don't know why, because I like it. It's their 8th release on Vivian Carter's VJ record label. It's actually the follow-up to their tune Bim Bam Boom, and this was recorded at the last session that the original group was together, because after this release, friction started to build up between the lead singer Perkle Moses and the other members. But I like this tune. It was co-written by the lead singer Perkle Moses, July 1957. Give a listen to the El Dorados on VJ. It's called Tears on My Pillow.
There will be tears on my pillow tonight. Yeah, there'll be tears on my pillow tonight. Well, and all these tears I'm gonna shed, because I miss you so. There'll be tears on my pillow tonight. There will be hope that you'll soon return. Yeah, there'll be hope that you'll soon return. Well, but until the day that you return, I want you to know my heart will burn from tears on my pillow at night. You took my love, you took my gold, you took my heart and you took my soul, and now I find you far away, but I know you'll come back someday. There'll be tears on my pillow tonight. Yeah, there'll be tears on my pillow tonight. Well, I don't know when I'll see you again. Goodness knows I need you so. There'll be tears on my pillow tonight. Well,
Those are the great El Dorados. The El Dorados on Vivian Carter's VJ record label from July, from July 1957. What did I say that was? That was their their eighth release. Yeah, their eighth release on VJ Records. The El Dorados with Tears on My Pillow. No tears on JohnnyG's pillows as we continue to play here, and haven't been out to the West Coast yet, but let's make our first trip now. And this is a request for listener Joe Shacatano, this great group out of Sacramento, California. Their first release was a song called Guided Missiles, which I like. I do. But this was their follow-up and their second release on Dootsy Williams' Duto record label. And this side features John Saxon on lead. So we go back to March 1957 for the Cufflinks. John Saxon on lead, the Cufflinks, going out to Joe Shacatano. It's called How You Lied. This is for Joe.
You told me that you loved me. How you lied, how you lied. You had me dreaming, had me dreaming. What a fool am I. What a fool am I. I cried all night long, 'cause you're gone, 'cause you're gone. You didn't consider, I feel so bitter, I'm all alone. Oh, why did you leave me this way? I'm in misery. Oh, please come back to me. Oh, hear my plea. Said you were true. How you lied, how you lied. I feel so bad now. I feel so bad now. Oh, my dear, how you lied. Oh, why did you leave? Why did you leave? Why did you leave me there? Oh, why did you leave me? You leave me this way. I'm so blue, grateful for you. Oh, please come back and stay. Said you were true. How you lied, how you lied. I feel so bad now. I feel so bad now. Oh, my dear, how you lied.
As going out to Joe Shacatano. I haven't played that in a long, long time. The Cufflinks there. Cufflinks with John Saxon on lead. That's their second release. Follow up to Guided Missiles, a song entitled How You Lied from March 1957 on the Duto record label. Now, Guided Missiles, the lead singer's name is Robert Truesdale on that record, on the Guided Missiles song. Let's continue here. We go back to Chicago, Illinois. We go back to Vivian Carter's VJ record label for The Sound of the Dells. This is their seventh release on VJ Records. Both sides are great in my opinion. This is the jump side, which charted number 8 on WAAF in Chicago, Illinois. This one from October 57. Marvin Jr., he's the lead singer. The great Dells on VJ. It's called Time Makes You Change.
Time marches on marches time. Ding dong, sha-la-la-la.
I got you on my mind. Yeah, hold it, Johnny. You know every time I spend time, it makes you change your mind. It make you laugh, make you cry. It make you almost die. Yeah. La 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 la
That's the great sound of the Dells. Marvin Jr. on lead there, October 1957. That's their 7th release on Vivian Carter's VJ record label. Time makes you change. It's definite. Just look at your facial features through the years. Boy, getting old is not any fun. I got to tell you that much. It is not fun, as many of you know. Let's continue here. I shouldn't be saying that. Look I'm telling you, it's not fun. We know it. Anyway, let's continue here. Here's a flip side from last week. I featured Ruby Whitaker and the Pyramids, and they're out of New Haven, Connecticut. The side I played was called I Get the Feeling. Came out on George Goldner's Mark X record label. Now, listener Daryl Letts asked if I could play the flip side, and the song dates back to 1940. So many people have covered this tune. I know for groups, the Four Tunes did it, the Ink Spots, and lots of single artists have covered this song also. But let's give a listen to this version by Ruby Whitaker and the Pyramids. It's going out to Daryl Letts, October 1957 release on the Mark X record label. Ruby Whitaker and the Pyramids, their version of the tune, I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire, for Daryl.
She don't want to set the world on fire.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. Well, I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I just wanna be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I'll have reached a goal I'm dreaming of, believe me. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
She don't want to set the world on fire. Oh no, oh no.
I just want to start a flame in your heart.
That's by request for Daryl Letts, Ruby Whitaker and the Pyramids, October 1957 release on George Goldner's Mark X record label. I don't want to set the world on fire. No, I do not. Johnny G does not. We just want to play some cool 45's every Saturday from 10 to midnight right here on YouTube. Also, it's going to be from 9, 10, 11. No. to 1 a.m. What am I talking about? I'm already getting midnight in my head for next week. It's going to be 9 to midnight next week. Let's continue. Here we are in 1957. We go to the Bronx, New York for this duo and a request for my number one California listener, Matey Campboy. And this duo had 11 releases on High Weiss's Old Town record label, and Matey requested their third, and it's an original composition by Robert and Johnny, a.k.a. Robert Carr and Johnny Mitchell. This is going out to Matey Campboy, March 1957. Robert and Johnny on Old Town Records. Their tune is called Baby Come Home. This is for Matey. March 1957 release there for Robert and Johnny, their third release on High Weiss's Old Town record label by request from Matey Campboy. Baby Come Home is the name of the tune. A very cool tune there as we continue here. We are in 1957. Here's a request for Timothy in our YouTube chat room as we go to Queens, New York for James Shepard and the Heartbeats. And they were signed to B. Caslin's Hull record label before their masters were sold to George Golner. And with Golner's national distribution of 1,000 Miles Away, it became a hit for the group. It was first issued on the Hull record label, but once George Golner got a hold of it, it became a national hit for the group. And Timothy requested the follow-up to 1,000 Miles Away. It's the group's second of three on George Golner's Rama record label. Features James Shepard on lead. This charted number 3. This was a number 3 record on WILY in Chicago, Illinois. We go back to February 57, the great Heartbeats on Rama. It's called I Won't Be the Fool Anymore. This is for Timothy.
Do 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 do
but you said goodbye. No, I won't, no, I won't be the fool. Be the fool. No, I won't, no, I won't be the fool, anymore. You want me to kiss you and hang around just so I miss you when you put me down. No, I won't, no, I won't be the fool, be the fool. No, I won't, no, I won't be the fool, anymore. It seems so long ago since the day I found your kisses used to thrill me through and through. You taught me all I know, and you taught me oh so well that I can see exactly what you're trying to do. You want me to want you, want me to care, just so I'll miss you when we're there. No, I won't, no, I won't be the fool, be the fool. No, I won't, no, I won't be the fool, anymore. No, I won't, no, I won't be the fool, be the fool. No, I won't, no, I won't be the fool, anymore.
As by request for Timothy in our YouTube chat room, James Shepard and the Heartbeats, February 57 release, George Goldner's Rama record label, I Won't Be the Fool Anymore. What a great tune that is. And speaking of James Shepard and the Heartbeats, got a cover song up next. I mentioned 1,000 Miles Away. Well, this artist is doing that song, and actually it's a request for listener Emnon. He requested this artist by the name of Johnny Reed, and I find it very hard to believe that the books say that this singer was formerly a member of the Orioles on Jubilee. Just doesn't really make any sense, and it doesn't sound like it to me, but what do I know? Because Johnny Reed, he was the bass for the Orioles, and this doesn't sound like a bass singer to me. But they associate the names here with the groups. I don't know, maybe it is, but I was trying to find if the singer for the Orioles recorded this, and I'm sure it would have been mentioned. It would on Marv Goldberg's site, but it is not. It is not mentioned, so I find that hard to believe. You got to be careful what you see on the internet, because you cannot believe everything. And you can be the judge. You can be the judge, but I don't think it is. That's my personal opinion. But anyway, this is by request for Emnon, 1958. This is on the Major label, Major Records. His name is Johnny Reed, and it's a cover. He's doing a cover of the Heartbeats tune, 1,000 Miles Away. This is going out to Emnon.
You're 1,000 miles away. I still have your love to remember you by. Oh, my darling, won't you dry your eyes? Your daddy's coming home soon. Oh, on my knees every day. Oh, I still pray for you. Baby, don't you cry. Oh, my darling, won't you dry your eyes? Daddy's coming home soon. Maybe on a Sunday morning, maybe on a Tuesday afternoon. No matter what the world may say, making my secret to get every day. baby, don't you cry. Oh, my darling, won't you dry your eyes? Your daddy's coming home soon. It may be on a Sunday morning, maybe on a Tuesday afternoon. No matter what the world say, making my secret to get on you. Oh, on my knees every day. Oh, I still pray for you, baby. Don't you cry. Oh, my darling, won't you dry your eyes? Your daddy's coming home soon.
As by request for Amnon, Johnny Reed. Johnny Reed, I don't think he's the bass of the Orioles. That's just my take. Johnny Reed on the major record label, Major Records. It looks like it's probably from the Midwest somewhere. Just has that look. And his rendition of the tune, 1,000 Miles Away. We are in the year 1958. Got a rare 45 out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Got to ask Brian Korn if he's ever come across any records on the Play label, Play. I think I have an instrumental on this label and this record. Those are the only two 45s I have on the Play record label, but it's a female lead, and it mentions her first name on the label. Her name is Ernestine. Ernestine is her name. It says Ernestine with the highlights, and I'm guessing the highlights are providing the instrumentation possibly, but the group is called the Tone Blenders. It mentions on the label it was released on October 20th of 1958. That's on the label. So we go back to October 58 for the Tone Blenders. The Tone Blenders on the Play record label. It's called I Thank Heaven.
Thank heaven above for sending me your love. Sending your love. It's heaven, my dear, when you're standing near. I thrill to your touch. I love you so much. I thank heaven above for sending me your love. I never felt this way before, not since the day I was born.
That's Ernestine on lead with the Tone Blenders, October 58 release. Came out on the Play record label. I Thank Heaven is the name of that tune. Brian, you got to find those records up there in the Minnesota area. The ones, you got to find the Valaquins, you got to find the Wisdoms, you got to find that one. They're in your area. You should be going out looking for those 45s as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, here's a flip side from I had sitting in the box since the March 19th, 2022 show for this group out of Queens, New York. I featured the A-side to their debut single. It came out on Sid Nathan's deluxe label. It was called My Darling. Now, the flip side is a nice ballad. I like this ballad. It features 15-year-old Larry Pendergrass on lead, and it's the first song he ever wrote, and he said he was inspired by his crush for a 13-year-old girl. It's a little bit too young in my opinion. Anyway, but it's still a great tune. This is from April 1958. You flip over My Darling by the Chanters. You get this nice ballad on the deluxe label. It's called I Need Your Tenderness, parentheses, I Love You, Darling. These are the Chanters. B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. The Chanters there. Larry Pendergrass on lead. April 58, their first release on the deluxe label, the flip side to My Darling, song entitled I Need Your Tenderness, parentheses, I Love You, Darling. Can't get any sweeter than that. No, let's continue here, and let's stay in Queens, New York, with a request for listener Timothy. Timothy, where are you finding all these cool records that you're requesting here? This is a girl group. They're called the Deltares, best known for their Ivy release called Lullaby of the Bells. Came out in August of 1957, but Timothy requested their follow-up. It's their second of two on the Ivy label. It features Barbara Thompson on lead. We go to February 1958. These are the Deltares. The Deltares on Ivy. It's called Standing at the Altar. This is for Timothy.
Standing at the altar, all by myself, I watched and I waited for somebody else, but he didn't come. At the waited so long, dear, to walk down the aisle. In all of my dreams, I've been wearing a smile, but no longer. There I stood at the altar. I watched and I waited for somebody else. All eyes were on me. Then after a while I decided to leave, not caring for your standing at the altar, all by myself. I watched and I waited for somebody else, but he didn't come. He didn't come. At the end of the line, all by herself.
Those are the Deltares going out to Timothy. The Deltares, Barbara Thompson on lead, February 58. That's their second release on the Ivy record label, Standing at the Altar. They have another on the Felsted label, and then one more on Hamilton, but as the Tranquils. They recorded it as the Tranquils. I don't know what it is with this record. It's like so tingy. I have a promo and a stock copy that are like that. I don't know what it is with some of these records, but anyway, we are in 1958. We have a request here for Joe Shacatano. This is on Buddy Caldwell's Len record label out of Philadelphia, PA. Now, the group is called The Parliaments, not to be confused with the George Clinton group. They were from New Jersey. This Parliaments is out of Philadelphia. Now, this song was co-written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Arnold Bennett. Arnold Bennett's his name. This is going out to Joe Shacatano, 1958. The Parliaments on the Len label. It's called Don't Need You Anymore. This is for Joe.
Don't need you anymore. I'm through with this torture.
gamble love. Don't need you, dear, anymore.
What a great tune that is. It's out of Philadelphia there by request for Joe Shacatano. Those are the Parliaments. The Parliaments out of Philadelphia with Arnold Bennett on lead. He co-wrote the tune 1958, Don't Need You Anymore. This group also backed up Joe Van Loan on Buddy Caldwell's V-Tone record label. There's a record on V-Tone by Joe Van Loan. This group backed him up on that. Let's continue here on the Vinyltreasure show. We head out to the Bay Area in California here for this next 45, and it's unfortunate that many of the original presses of this were pressed on inferior vinyl. I don't know if it's inferior or because you have to use a 78 needle, because the record sounds 1,000 times better if you use a 78 needle on this, but I really don't understand it. I like both sides of this record. It's by Floyd White and an uncredited backup group, but they were called the Dealers. And this song was played a lot on KSAN and KWBR out in California in the Bay Area. But this is from November 1958, Floyd White and the uncredited Dealers on the TV, Teevee records. The name of the tune is called Hey Teresa, parentheses, Take These Roses. Out of California there, that's Floyd White. Floyd White, November 1958, on the TV record label Hey Teresa, Take These Roses. The name of the tune featured it with a 78 stylus. Sounds so much better. Next week we're going to play Pains of Love, which is another great side. Nice ballad there. We're going to play that one there for Nick Nicola. Let's continue here, and we go back to Detroit, Michigan with a request for Sugar Bear Sterling. He requested the Falcons and this song, This Heart of Mine, which was first released in May of 1958 on Robert West's Kudo record label. Then in November of 59, the group redid the song with a different flip side. Came out, I think, on Anna Records first, then it was picked up by Chess Records. I have both those releases, but the lead on this, his name is Eddie Floyd. Eddie Floyd, yes, the same Eddie Floyd that recorded those cool soul 45's on the Stax record label. Now, Now, something is definitely funky with the Kudo press, and I don't know if it's some type of hum that you're going to hear on this record, and I don't know if that's because of the Magna sonic sound and how they pressed it or what, because it's an RCA press. But anyway, let's send this one out to Sterling, May 1958. The Falcons. The Falcons with Eddie Floyd on lead. I'm featuring it on the Kudo label. It's called This Heart of Mine. This is for Sterling.
If you only knew the heartaches I've had, all those lonely nights I've sat along and read. You're not mine, you may never be, but this one thought keeps haunting me. If I could hold you close, see me in your eyes, feel warm of your smile, would relieve this heart of mine. Oh, if you should say that you're mine for a day, to love as I may, it would relieve this heart of mine, this heart of mine goes to cry, and the earth on your tongue, this heart of mine. So say you care and relieve this heart of mine.
Those are cries and the yearn for your touch.
Heart of mine. So say you care and relieve this heart of mine.
This heart, really this heart of mine.
If you only knew the heartaches I've had, all those lonely nights I've sat along and read. You're not mine, you may never be, but this one thought keeps haunting me. If I could hold you close, see the gleam in your eyes, feel the warmth of your smile, would relieve this heart of mine. Oh, if you should say that you're mine for a day, to love as I may, it would relieve this heart of mine.
go, two for the price of one there. I played back-to-back the two Falcons releases. That's the one on Chess is also the same press on the Anna record label. That's the Falcons, Eddie Floyd on lead. The Kudo release was in May of 1958. I think it featured the group in the background more. Less of a group sound on the second release that I featured on Chess, also on the Anna label, was more of a more commercial sounding on the Chess release. As we continue here on the Vinyltreasure show, and we go back to the Bronx, New York, with a request for Timothy, as this group was discovered by Don Carter. He was an agent for Don Robey's Duke Peacock labels, looked for talent in the big cities, mainly here in New York City, and that's how a group from the Bronx, New York ends up on the Backbeat label out of Houston, Texas. With their first release that became their biggest hit was a song called Tell Me Why. Timothy requested the B-side of that follow-up. The follow-up was called Dance Girl Dance, but Timothy requested the ballad B-side. It features Norman Fox on lead. He also co-wrote the tune from March 1958. This is going out to Timothy. Norman Fox and the Rob Roys on the Backbeat label. It's called My Dearest One.
My dearest one, I love you, yes I do.
Oh, yes I do.
This love I give to you is one that's really true. Oh, tell me you love me.
You love me.
And say you'll be my dearest one. Dearest one. My dearest one.
My dearest.
Oh, say that you love me.
That you love
this love I give will last until eternity. Oh, tell me you love me and say you'll be my dearest one. Dearest one. This love that I'm giving to you is a love that's really true. I love you, can't you see that you were sent from heaven to me? So I say, please show me that you care. If you must play the game, my darling, play it fair. Oh, tell me you love me and say you'll be my dearest one.
B-sides here on the Vinyltreasure show. That one there going out to Timothy in our YouTube chat room. That's the B-side to Dance Girl Dance. Song entitled My Dearest One, released in March of 58 on Don Robey's Backbeat record label, Norman Fox and the Rob Roys. We continue now. We are in 1959. Up next, a request for listener Ronnie Sherman. Thank you, Ronnie. Met Ronnie at the Marriott Hotel here in Terrytown. He was at the record show there. I was at Barry Soltz's table. Spent a little bit more than I wanted to, but I spent a lot of money at Barry's table. Bought lots of soul records. Couple group records, though. But it was nice talking to Ronnie Sherman there. And this is Ronnie's request for this singer that joined the Dominoes on Federal in March of 1955. He sang lead on 9 of the sides, 2 on King, 1 on Federal, and 4 on the Decca label, and also 1 on the Liberty label. But in February 58, he went solo. He signed with Keen Records, had 4 releases on the Keen label. This is his 4th, written by Herb Albert. Big Dave mentioned it in chat. Written by Herb Albert and Lou Adler. So by request for Ronnie Sherman, this is the first time I'm playing this record on the show. I bought my copy from Tom Klein a long time ago. August 1959 for Ronnie Sherman. This is Milton Grayson. Milton Grayson on the Keen label. It's called You're Part of Me for Ronnie.
When I first held your hand, my life began, and I knew right away love had to stay, 'cause you're a part of me. If you laugh, I'll laugh too. If you cry, so will I. Everything that I do is for you, just for you, 'cause you're a part of me. All the friends that we knew, they all called me a fool, and they said that you'd never think twice. But I feel like a king, for you now wear my ring, and all those who laugh will someday throw rice. Now we walk hand in hand, and they say, could it be just one look in our eyes? That's when they realize that you're a part of me. All the friends that we knew, they all called me a fool, and they said that you never think twice. But I feel like a king, for you now wear my ring, and all those who laugh will someday throw rice. Now we walk hand in hand, and they say, could it be just one look in our eyes? That's when they realize that you're a part of me. Yes, you're a part of me.
As by request for Ronnie Sherman there, that is Milton Grayson, and some group backing him up there on Bob Keene's Keen record label, August 1959. You're part of me. Did I write that? No, you're a part of me. You're a part of me. I messed that up there. I did. Anyway, let's continue here. We are in 1959. We head to Azusa, California for this next request for my number one California listener, Mady Campway. Now, last week, I featured a request for Nick Nicola by Johnny Wyatt and the High Tones on the Big Time record label from 1962 called We Met at a Dance. Mady requested the original version of the tune. Came out on the Rift label out of California on 1959, the second of 2 by a group called the Castletones. It features Victor Brewster on lead. This one going out to Mady Campway, 1959, the Castletones on the Rift label, the original version of We Met at a Dance.
I'm in a
as I stood there face to face in that sweet embrace with all the stars above. I knew right from the start when she had came into my heart that no one could ever take her place.
The touch of her hand was all so grand while we wandered into love land, and she entrusted herself to me while we were dancing.
Those are the Castletones. Castletones with Victor Brewster on lead by request from Matey Campoy, 1959. We Met at a Dance. That's the original version. Forgot to welcome in the Oldies and More Radio Network. Thank you all for tuning in to Johnny G and the Vinyltreasure Show. We are here till 1 a.m. We go a little longer here, but I'm going through the 45's pretty quick now. And tonight is the next week we're gonna begin the show at 9 p.m. We'll see if I get to be on by midnight though to connect here with the Oldies and More Radio Network. If not, you're gonna have to tune in on the YouTube live stream. We continue now. We head to Jacksonville, Florida with a request for Nick Nicola. This is on Thomas Robinson's Angletone record label out of New York City. Lead singer on this, his name is Lorenzo Thomas. This one from September 1959, going out to Nick Nicola, the Fabulous Fabbuliers. On the Angletone record label, it's called She Is the Girl for Me. This is for Nick.
For every boy there's a girl. All the research, the whole wide world. But when I find her, I'll know that she'll be the girl for me. Oh, my heart will feel light and my eyes will shine. She'll say that she'll be mine, but when she says yes with the greatest of ease, I know that's the girl for me. Oh, I may search for a long, long while to find someone to say she'll be mine. But when I find her, I'm sure she'll be mine.
Those are the Fabulous Fabbuliers, going out to Nick Nicola, Lorenzo Thomas. The lead singer on that, She Is the Girl from Me, came out on Thomas Robinson's Angletone record label. September 1959 released. Now, for you collectors out there, the first presses of this, which is the one that I featured, was on like a darker blue-gray color Angletone, which came out in September of 59. Then it was released again in June 60. Those releases are like on a lighter greenish color label. Those are the second releases there, second presses of that. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, we stay in 1959 with a request for Kenny Mack. This is the debut single for this group out of Rhode Island. The group included Vincent Poncia, Norman Marzano, Bobby Caliti, Robert Rickey, and the lead singer Peter Andreoli. Collectively, they were known as the Videls. This is 1959. The Videls on the Roadie label. Their first release going out to Kenny. It's called Place in My Heart.
There's a place in my heart. My heart, there's a place in my heart that I'm saving just for you. And though we are apart, I know our love is true. There's a place in my heart for you. I can't sleep at night ever since you went away. Oh, how long will it be till you're in my arms to stay? There's a place in my heart for you. I want you here by my side. I miss you, I'll love you till the day that I die. Oh why must I spend each night dreaming of you if my dreams won't come true? I can't sleep at night ever since you went away. Oh, how long will it be till you're in my arms to stay? There's a place in my heart for you.
They're called the Videls, their debut single on the Roadie record label. Going out to Kenny Mack, 1959, the Videls with Place in My Heart. There's a place on my turntable for my 45's every Saturday night right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show with Johnny G. Tell your friends. Next week we move up to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on YouTube. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's continue now, and we are in 1959. We got a request for listener Emnon as we head back to the Bronx, New York, for this group called the Twilights. Now, this came out on the Finesse record label. Now, the lead singer on this, his name is Robert Bobby Perryman, who previously sang with the Juveniles that recorded for the Mode record label, plus two other members. They joined him with this Twilights group, Joseph Durant and Claude Chernett. And this is a request for Amnon, November 1959, the Twilights on the Finesse record label. It's called Oh Baby Love.
Oh baby love, you got me spinning in the deep blue sea. You play the game of kiss and run. Please don't do that to me. Oh, 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 oh baby love, you know you're hurting this poor heart of mine. I never know what to expect. Please don't be so unkind. You have me wrapped around your finger. Wherever you go, I'll go. I'm no good anywhere without you. It's all because I love you so. Baby love, I know you really want me close to you. Just say the words I long to hear. Baby love, say I do. You have me wrapped around your finger. Wherever you go, I'll go. I'm no good anywhere without you. It's all because I love you so. Oh, baby love, I know you really want me close to you. Just say the words I long to hear. Baby love, say I do. Say I do. Say I do. Say I do.
That's going out to Amnon there. Those are the Twilights. The Twilights with Robert Perryman on lead, November 1959. That one there on the Finesse record label. Oh Baby Love is the name of the tune. Now, this group would sign with Empress Records and change their name to the Embers, and they recorded the tune Solitaire. Was a big New York hit. I'm sure many of you know that tune. Let's continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Got a request for Sugar Bear Sterling up next, and this group is out of Los Angeles, California. This lead singer, this singer sang with many groups on many labels throughout his career, had two releases on the Philly-based Jamie record label. This one produced by West Coast record mogul George Mottola. His name is Tony Allen, and he co-wrote this tune. The group backing him up on this, the uncredited group, they're called The Wonders. As we go back to November of 1959, by request for Sugar Bear Sterling. This is Tony Allen on the Jamie label. It's called God Gave Me You. This is for Sterling.
Summer breeze, the tall and magic tree, he gave me
bet you that's Jesse Belvin in the background there with that floating tenor. Anyway, that's Tony Allen going out to Sugar Bear Sterling, November 1959. It's on the Jamie record label. God Gave Me You, being backed up by an uncredited Wonders group. Wonders group on that record. Let's continue here in 1959. We go back to Detroit, Michigan, to the vaults of Devorah Brown's Fortune record label with a request for Tom Shaughnessy. It's another 45 by the Diablos. This tune co-written by the lead singer Nolan Strong. Now, the cool guitar you hear at the start of this record is by Walter Hamilton, and it's Walter Hamilton's combo. They're providing the instrumentation on this. The interesting thing is my copy of this, there's a picture on 45 Cat. It has in small print, If I, and then it has parentheses with the rest of the title. But my copy, which is on the purple label, has, and it's, it looks like it's like on the cusp of the changeover, but the title is different. The title on my copy is called If I Could Be With You. That's the title on this copy, but the other copies are If I, parentheses, Could Be With You Tonight. So I don't know what's up with that. I tried to look in the Fortune book about it, couldn't find anything about it, but anyway, let's give it a spin here. This is for Tom Shaughnessy, 1959, Nolan Strong and the Diablos on the Fortune record label. I have it as If I Could Be With You. This is for Tom. I wonder if that's a longer version also. Anyway, as by request for Tom Shaughnessy, 1959, Nolan Strong and the Diablos on the Fortune label. my copy says, If I Could Be With You. The other copies that I know there's one on 45 Cat on the blue label. It's called If I parentheses Could Be With You Tonight. If you look with a smaller print, this is like the larger print, which is like right at the cusp of the changeover. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyltreasure show. And up next, a request for Joe Shacatano for this group called the Bonnevilles, and not related to any other Bonnevilles group. It's on a label called Whitehall Records. Now, I don't understand what's under this. The logo of the label, it says a product of Westminster, and I'm guessing a product of Westminster, London. Could that be? I don't know, but anyway, it's from January 59. These are the Bonnevilles on the Whitehall label. It's called I Do. This is for Joe Shacatano.
I'm at your command, to have and to hold. I love you so, I do. I need your love. Yes, I do. Heaven only knows how much I love you. You say you love me, I hope it's true. I love you so, I do. I want your love, you know I do. This is my wish, make it come true. I need your love to have and to hold. I love you so, I do. I had a dream that you and I were walking hand in hand, right straight down the aisle, wearing a smile on our wedding. Do you take this girl?
That's going out to Joe Shacatano. Those are the Bonnevilles. Bonnevilles from January 59. It's on the Whitehall record label, song entitled I Do. That's a nice sound there. Thanks for requesting that, Joe. As we continue, we are moving into 1960. Now, last week I played a request for Mike Sape. He dedicated the song to George Tompkins. It was by the Uniques, a group out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The song was called Picture of My Baby. But let's give a spin to the flip side before I file it back down in the no humidity basement, as this side again, written by the lead singer. His name is Earl King. This is the second of two on Don Roby's Peacock record label out of Houston, Texas, for the Uniques. June 1960, the Uniques on Peacock. Their tune is called Mysterious.
Mysterious, mysterious, this game called love. Mysterious, mysterious, as heaven above. Do I have a chance in this mixed up romance with you? Delirious, delirious, I'm fickle and shy, delirious, delirious, no need to deny. I've been in a trance since I took my first glance at you. Can I help it? You're so glamorous. You're fascinating with that Mona Lisa smile. I can't help this feeling amorous when I'm sure you're the one to make my life worthwhile. I'm serious, I'm serious. I wish it could be the two of us, just you and just me. I know I'll have a chance in this mixed of romance with you. Can I help it? You so glamorous. You're fascinating with that Mona Lisa smile. I can't help this feeling amorous when I'm sure you're the one to make my life worthwhile. I'm serious, I'm serious. I wish it could be the two of us, just you and just me. I know I'll have a chance in this mixed of romance, and happy I will be, for I know with that chance I will solve this mystery. Mysterious. Bang, 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 bang.
June 1960 release there for the Uniques. The Uniques on the Peacock record label, that's their second of two. Earl King, he's on lead. He also wrote the tune. Song entitled Mysterious. I was supposed to be researching records late last night, but I went downstairs. I had a piece of Irish soda bread. It was pretty late, and I turned on the TV, and there was this movie called, I think it was called Thinner. Did anybody ever see that movie Thinner, where the guy is really heavy and he runs over like a gypsy, and they put a curse on him, and he's losing like 10 pounds a week until he's gonna turn into anything? I got caught up in that movie anyway, but that was mysterious. That's what made me think about it. Anyway, let's continue here. We go back to Chicago, Illinois with a request for Nick Nicola. This is on the Scarlet label, and this singer, he's 14 years old. His name is Tiny Tip, along with his Tip Tops. And he would have a later release on the Chess label, but this was his first. Came out in May of 1960. It says Tiny Tip, parentheses, 14-year-old, and the Tip Tops. On the Scarlet label, it's called I Said a Prayer. This is for Nick.
Down, 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 down.
I said a prayer last night to tell you you're mine, to warm your heart because you're kind.
As by request for Nick Nicola, their May 1960 release on the Scarlet label out of Chicago, Illinois, Tiny Tip and the Tip Tops. Song entitled I Said a Prayer is the name of that tune. Let's move into 1961 now as we go to this group from the Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland area, and a request for Sugar Bear Sterling, and this group first recorded back in 1958 on the Monument record label, and they moved all the way up to 1961 with their next release that came out on the Felsted label. It features Ronald Henderson on lead. He also co-wrote the tune. This is going out to Sterling, and the song is called Blushing Brides. Do we even have any more Blushing Brides nowadays? I don't know. Really don't know, but it's from June 61, the True Tones on the Felsted label, going out to Sugar Bear Sterling. It's called Blushing Bride.
The nights were wild and so was she. There is one place that I want her to be, here by my side, she's to be my blushing bride. Hear her calling me from way, way, way up on a hill. Oh, darling, come soon. Yes, come soon. I'm to be her blushing groom. Can you hear her calling me from here and afar? I'll always love her for 1,000 years, and that river that you see is my tear. We understand just what love means, and we intend to love eternally. Oh, darling, come soon. Yes, come soon. I'm to be her blessing room.
That's going out to Sugar Bear Sterling, a cool tune there by the True Tones. Ronald Henderson on lead, the True Tones, June 1961 on the Felsted record label. Blushing Bride is the name of that one. Let's go back out to California. We stay in 61. This is a request for Ronnie Sherman. This is on Al Kavlin's Loot record label. This female lead with female lead here. Her name is Emily Parker. Emily Parker, and she's on the label. She's known as Emmy Lou, and she wrote this tune. This is going out to Ronnie Sherman, August 61. Emmy Lou, a.k.a. Emily Parker, on the Loot label. It's called Love Ya, Need Ya. This is for Ronnie.
As I sit in my room, I'm all in gloom. Won't you come back to me and set my heart free? 'Cause I love you, need you, want you for my own.
That's for Ronnie Sherman, Emmy Lou. Her real name is Emily Parker. August 1961 on the Loot record label. Love Ya Need Ya is the name of that, that tune. Let's stay in 61 with a flip side from last week. Played a request for Emnon by The Shells, a great group out of Brooklyn, New York. The song was called Explain It to Me. Came out on Hiram Johnson's Johnson record label. Featured Little Nate Bouknight on lead there. He's also doing lead on the flip side, and he also co-wrote the tune from February 61, Let's Give It a Whirl, before it goes back down in the no humidity basement. These are The Shells on the Johnson label, and their tune called An Island Unknown.
From an island unknown. Came here to Ireland to make this your home. I want to love you most of all. Most of all. Oh, you can love me also, and warm my heart whenever my body is cold. I want to love you most of all.
Those are The Shells. That's the B-side to Explain It to Me, a song entitled An Island Unknown, February 61 on the Johnson label. Little Nate Bouknight on lead for that one. Let's continue here in 61. We go to Al Silver's Herald record label for a request from Mike Sape. This group's only release, they were known as Joni Taylor and the Tads, and the song written by Dave Baby Cortez, and he's also on the organ on this release. This is going out to Mike Sape. I have this on two labels. I have this on the Multicolor Herald, and I also have it on the Yellow Herald label. I don't know which one is first, but it's December 61, Joni Taylor and the Tads. This is for Mike on the Herald label. It's called You Lied.
Just kids, we vowed
As by request from Mike Sape, December 61, Joni Taylor and the Tads on the Herald record label, You Lied, is the name of the tune. We are in 1961. We go back out to California. This is a request for Matey Campoy. It's on Bob Keene's Donna record label. The group is called Valentino and The Lovers, and Valentino is none other than Bobby Ralph, and the Lovers are some ex-members of the Laurels. I think so. Another group also, maybe the Upfronts possibly, I'm not sure, but another group together backing Bobby Ralph up on this. It's going out to Matey Campoy, June 1961. Valentino and the Lovers on the Donna label. It's called One Teardrop Too Late.
As the tears fell from my eyes, but no longer I wait, 'cause you were one teardrop too late. It would only be so thrilling to hear those church bells ringing, but I guess it's not all the same, 'cause you were one teardrop too late. You thought you really loved him, but you found out that I was right. So back to me, you're coming, but I won't be here tonight. So if your friends start to wonder and ask you where's your mate, just tell them, darling, you were one teardrop too late. One teardrop too
Sound of California here on the Vinyltreasure Show. What a great tune that is, requested by Matey Campoy, Valentino and the Lovers. Bobby Ralph, the lead singer there, June 1961 release on Bob Keene's Donna label, One Teardrop Too Late. That's a cool title, too. Let's continue here. We are in 61. We go back to Detroit, Michigan with a request for Joe Shacatano. This is on an early Motown subsidiary label called Miracle Records. I have this under like two label styles. Reed, you would know. This one here has like the stars or something in the box, and I have another one where it's not block print, it's like just Miracle on the top, kind of like semi-script or something. I don't know which one is first, but this is on Miracle Records. There were only 12 releases on this short-lived a label between January and December of 1961, but this is the 6th release on the label. The A-side did pretty well in some markets. It was a song called Greeting, This Is Uncle Sam, but Joe requested the flip. It was co-written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Marty Coleman. This one from October 61, The Valadiers. The Valadiers on the Miracle label, going out to Joe. It's called Take a Chance.
You said you didn't love me, for me you had no use. I told you that I love you, but all I do is cry the blues. So I'm asking you, little girl, yes I'm asking you, little girl, to take a chance on my first romance. The touch of your lips, oh, sends chills down my spine. And I pray every night that someday you'll be mine. So listen to my plea, oh please, please hear me, and take a chance on my first romance. I know find a love like mine, you'll realize that one day. So I'm asking for your heart, please say we'll never part, and take a chance on my first romance. That's all I want you to do, is take a chance, oh, on my.
I actually prefer that side there. Thanks for requesting that. The Valadiers, October 1961. It's on the Miracle record label. Take a Chance is the name of the tune. Marty Coleman, the lead singer there. It's going out to Joe Shacatano. Let's continue here. We go to New Haven, Connecticut for this next release. It's for Ronnie Sherman. This group first recorded as the Premiers on the Alert label back in 1958. Then releases followed on Fury in 1960, on Rust in 61. Then they signed with Al Silver's Ember record label and changed their name to Roger and the Travelers. And Roger, the lead on this, is really Roger Koob. So this is going out to Ronnie Sherman, September 1961. This is a song you can use when your daughters get married. I don't have any daughters, so that's not going to happen. But maybe some of you out there looking for a song to marry off your daughters, you can use this. Roger and the Travelers, September 61 on the Ember record label. It's called Your Daddy's Little Girl. This is for Ronnie.
Your daddy's little girl, to have and to hold, and such a lovely girl I'd like for my home. You're like an angel, and your daddy's little girl. Daddy's little girl. Our love will always find as strangers unseen a place here in my mind where love light should gleam. You're like an angel, and your daddy's little girl. Your love in your arms with all of your might. You're like an angel and your daddy's little girl. You're an angel and your daddy's little
That's going out to Ronnie Sherman there, Roger and the Travelers. That's Roger Kuban, lead, September 61 release on the Ember label, Your Daddy's Little Girl. You know, Roger and the Travelers, they also backed up Johnny Maestro on the co-ed record label, both sides of that 45, Bessamy Baby and It Must Be Love. They backed him up, and in 63 they changed their name one more time to the Frontiers on the Phillips label. I think they also have a release on the MGM. Good songs on Phillips and MGM. Let's move into 1962 now with a request for Kenny Mack. This group from the Winston-Salem, North Carolina, began recording back in 1952 for Apollo Records. Had lots of releases on Apollo and King, Home of the Blues, VJ Records, and this label that I'm spinning, ABC Paramount. Although this song first came out on the Home of the Blues label, which I have, in June of 62, ABC Paramount released it the next month, July of 62. It features Johnny Tanner on lead, and I think this is a big Northern Soul record, if I'm not mistaken. But I didn't pay a lot. I paid $5 for the 45. July 62, the Five Royales on ABC Paramount, going out to Kenny Mack. It's called Catch That Teardrop.
Oh, baby, don't let this teardrop hit the ground. Oh, baby, don't let this teardrop hit the ground. When I see you go passing by, it brings a teardrop to my eye, and all my feelings come back strong, because I know I've done you wrong. Oh, baby, don't let this teardrop hit the ground. Oh, baby, don't let this teardrop hit the ground. And when I see you with some other guy, that funny feeling hits my eye. I know I goofed up our romance, but baby, give me one more chance. Oh, baby, don't let this teardrop hit the ground. Oh, baby, don't let this teardrop hit the ground. I'll never lie, I'll cheat again, if you just let me come back in. And I will never make you blue. I'll treat you right and I'll be true. Oh, baby, don't let this teardrop hit the ground. I'm begging you with tears all in my eyes. Don't let this teardrop hit the ground.
That's for Kenny Mack there, the Five Royales. Johnny Tanner on lead. July 62 release featured the second label, ABC Paramount Records. Catch That Teardrop is the name of the tune. That's a big northern 45 there. I don't know what it sells for, but it sells for some bucks. Let's continue here in Vinyl Treasure Overtime. We go back out to Los Angeles, California. This is a request for Tom Shaughnessy. This is on Lou Videls' Bamboo record label. This group is called The Wonders. I like both sides of this 45. Now, it features Don Thomas on lead, so let's send this one out to Tom Shaughnessy, August 1962. The Wonders on the Bamboo label. It's called Please Don't Cry. This is for Tom Shaughnessy. That's by request for Tom Shaughnessy. The Wonders are out of Los Angeles, California. August 62 release on Lou Videls' Bamboo record label. Please Don't Cry is the name of the tune. Don Thomas, the lead singer on that. The flip side's good also, With These Hands. Now, this group would have one more release on Lou Videls' parent label. That would be Dore Records as The Symbols. If you know the tune last year around this time, he was the lead singer on that tune. Let's continue here. Let's stay in Los Angeles, California with this request for Nick Nicola. Now, after a group called the Lions, they dissolved, they broke up. The members Charles Everidge and James Warren teamed up with Robert Jackson to form the Mad Lads, and they were named after Kansas City DJ E. Rodney Jones, the Mad Lad. Now, someone, I think it was Charles Everidge, he used to listen to the Mad Lad, and he therefore called the group the Mad Lads. But this is on H.B. Barnum's Mark Fi label. It features Robert Johnson on lead, so this is by request for Nick Nicola, the Mad Lads, from October 62 on Mark Fi, MARK-FI, Mark Fi Records. The song is called Why.
Why do you say that you're leaving? Why do you say it's goodbye? Why do you say you don't love me? Realizing it's all just a lie. Yesterday we were so happy. Life was so simple and gay. Perhaps, maybe then you can tell me, why are you running away? Oh, why? So much in love when we started. We had enough for the world. Suddenly I'm broken hearted. You say you can't be my girl. Oh, why do you say that you're leaving? Why won't you confess? I can't believe that you'd gladly destroy all of my happiness. Oh, why?
That's going out to Nick Nicola there, 1962. I lost my place here. There you go. October 62 released the Mad Lads there. Robert Johnson on lead on excuse me, the Mark V label. Song entitled Why. I have two copies of that record, by the way. This is a nice copy. I have one that's kind of VG-ish, but they have another one on the Melick record label. Let's continue let's move into 1963 now. And here's a request for Sugar Bear Sterling. Where's he getting all these rare 45s here? This is on the San Leon record label out of, I think this is out of Houston, Texas. Yeah, this is a label out of Houston, Texas. And I really don't know much about this artist. His name is Johnny Till, T-I-L-L, Johnny Till, produced by Troy Caldwell, and there's some uncredited group backing him up on this. This is from August 63. This is going out to Sugar Bear Sterling, Johnny Till and group on San Leon Records. It's called Ding Dong Bells for Sterling.
Ding dong ding, ring a ling a ling. Ding dong ding, ring a ling. Ding dong ding, ring a ling. Ding dong bell. Soon we will be walking down the aisle of love. Soon I will be talking to the girl I love. Ding dong ding, ring a ling, ding dong bell. The choir sing, you are my golden ring. Down the aisle we will go. You know I need you with all my heart. Tell me dear, darling, that we'll never part.
As going out to Sugar Bear Sterling in our YouTube chat room there. August 63 release, Johnny Till and a Group on the San Leon record label out of Houston, Texas, Ding Dong Bells. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. We count down the music chronologically here on the 50s and early 60s. Way back when, or I should say way back earlier in the night, beginning at 10 p.m., we started off with the early 1950s. Here we are spinning records from 1963. I play the music chronologically. We are in 1963, and here is a request for listener Mike Sape. This group originally from Canton, Ohio. They signed with Sid Nathan's King record label for 2 releases as the Mascots. In 1961, they changed their name to the OJs, and they would sign with H.B. Barnum's Little Star label in 1963 for 2 releases, and Mike requested their first on Little Star, which came out in February 63, which I don't have, unfortunately, but I do have the Imperial press, because Imperial Records picked it up in April of 63. This is their first of 14 releases on Imperial Records, and that's how I own it. It features Eddie Levert on lead. We go back to April 1963. This is for Mike Sape. These are the OJs on Imperial Records. It's called Cracking Up Laughing. This is for Mike.
I'm going to crack up laughing at you when I tell you we're through. 'Cause I found someone new who don't hurt me like you do. This time joke on you, and I'm one who's laughing at you, and I laugh until you find someone new. Then I might stop laughing at you. You always cheated on me, and you told me I knew what to do. Well, I did, and I'm showing you that I think the last joke's on you. And oh, where's all the boys you knew? I said, oh, where's all the good times they promised you? And I laughed until you find someone new. Then I might stop laughing at you. I said, oh, I said, through with you, baby. I don't want you no more, baby. No more, baby.
That's by request from Mike Sape, the OJs. OJs, their first of 14 on the Imperial record label, first came out on on H.B. Barnum's Little Star label. This one released April 63 on Imperial. Cracking Up Laughing is the name of the tune. We stay in 1963 with a request for Matey Campboy, this girl group. They're out of Washington, D.C. Their first release was in 1961 on the as the Impalas on the Checker record label. Then their manager, Bob E. Lee, changed their name to the Four Jewels. They had 3 releases on the Start label, and 3 releases on the Start label. Here's their third, written and produced by Bob E. Lee. It features Margie Clark on lead. This one's from July 63. Give a listen to the 4 Jewels, going out to Mady Campoy on the Start label. It's called All That's Good. This is for Mady.
Each time you turn out the light, oh yeah, it's so exciting. How I try with all my might, but no use fighting. Nobody could, 'cause baby, all of that's good. And when you whisper the word, oh yeah, darling, I love you so. Don't you know? You send a sweet thrill, baby, from head to toe, just like you should. 'Cause baby, all of that's so oh yeah. Don't you remember when I told you your kiss was loaded with goodies? Oh yeah, so saucy sweet. And every time your lips meet mine, I cry, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. And I repeat each time you turn up the light. Oh yeah, it's so exciting. How I try with all my might, but no use fighting. Nobody could, 'cause baby, all of that's so good. Everything you do, everything you say, don't you know, baby? Yeah. Oh yeah. All of that's so
That's going out to Mady Campoy there, the 4 Jewels. That's their third release on the Start record label. All That's Good. Margie Clark, the lead singer there. They have one on Checker. No, actually, later on they recorded as the Jewels on the Checker label. I'm looking for that record for Mady. She requested a Jewels record I don't have. It shouldn't be that hard to get, but it is. And I'm looking for it. As we continue, here we are in 1963. Here, excuse me, here's a request for Nick Nicola. This is not an easy record to find here. This group initially recorded for RCA Records back in 1958. They were called the Ecuadors. They had an EP on RCA and a single called Sputnik Dance. But it's Stay a Little Longer that I played, I think is the side that is pretty good sounding there. In 1962, they recorded as the Modern Ink Spots on Rust, and that's a 45 that I need. I don't have that record by the Modern Ink Spots. I still need that. And then finally, they recorded as this group. They changed their name to the Cardinals, and they do 2 cover songs. One side is a cover of the Chords' Shaboom, and the other side is a cover of the Jacks or the Feathers, I guess we can call it the Feathers or Jacks release of Why Don't You Write Me, and that's the side that Nick requested. It features Al Turner on lead. This is on Al Brown's Rose record label from 1963. These are the Cardinals on Rose and their rendition of the tune Why Don't You Write Me. This is for Nick Nicola.
Why don't you write me, darling? Send me a letter. Tell me you love me, dear. Make me feel better. I love you. Yeah.
first met you, darling, I realized that for you, dear, I did have eyes. Please, darling, won't you send me a line? Send me a line. I miss you so each day, although you've gone away. I guess I'll miss you more and more. And as the days go by, I sometimes wish that I could see your face once more. Count my blessings, read for a star. Why don't you write me, dear? Say how you are. I love you. Yes, it's you. I adore you.
Cover tunes as we wind down here on the Vinyltreasure show. That's going out to Nick Nicola. Those are the Cardinals with Al Turner on lead, 1963 release. Cover of the tune Why Don't You Write Me on the Rose record label. 4 more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyltreasure show. Here's a request for Sugar Bear Sterling. Where are you getting these requests, Sugar Bear? This is an early Mike Curb composition. He later became a record company executive, but this might have been one of his first records that he was associated with, and it's a girl group. They're called the Charlettes, Sharlets, the Charlettes. And Curb arranged this tune. It's produced by Dick Michaels. It's on a California label called Explosive Records, and the Delta with the Monarch Press dates this around March 1963. So this is going out to Sterling. The Charlettes on Explosive. The song is called Freddie.
The star of love shined one night, the full moon shone big and bright, and Freddie held my hand, and life seemed wonderful within
As going out to Sterling there. That voice sounds like Mama Cass Elliott, didn't it? I don't think it was her, though. The Charlettes there, March 1963. That's an early Mike Curb composition. I mean, I think he just quit college to go into the recording business there. That's on the Explosive label. Song entitled Freddie. 3 more 45s to go here before we shut down here. Let's go to Seattle, Washington for the Galahads. This is a request for Nick Nicola. They recorded for a bunch of different labels: Night Owl, Donna, Delphi, Rendezvous, Beechwood, and this one, the Seacrest record label, features Billy Burns on lead, and I think this is the same group. Maybe they're not, but I'm pretty sure they are, because this is out of California. This is October 64, the Galahads on Seacrest. The song is called My Offering for Nick Nicola.
Darling, come closer to me. Come closer to me. I want you so. Grow no shorter, or must I offer my hand? Oh, darling, come closer to me. Come closer to me.
As by request for Nick Nicola, their October 64 release for the Galahads on the Seacrest record label. My Offering is the name of the tune. 2 more 45s to go before we sign off here. Now, last week I played a request for Matey Campboy, George Tompkins, and Amnon. I featured the Charades out of Los Angeles, California on Art LeBeau's Original Sound record label, and a song called Close to Me. But let's give a listen to the flip side here before I file it back down in the No Humidity basement. This one released in July of 1964. These are the Charades. Features Alex Plinkington on lead, Art LeBeau's Original Sound record label. The song is called Take a Chance.
You know I've often been in love, but I've never been true. I've heard that same thing of you. So this is what we'll do. Chance
As July 1964 release there on Art LeBeau's Original Sound record label. Those are the Charades. The Charades with their tune called Take a Chance. Well, that's going to do it. Johnny G not taking any more chances. That's going to do it for the Vinyltreasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to original vinyl 45's out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with me, send me an email. It's vinyltreasures@aol.com. And if you want to send me your requests, that's the address you need to use. The windy day today here in New York City. So the allergies working up, especially at this late time. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in tonight. And remember, next Saturday night, I'll be on 1 hour earlier, 9 p.m. Eastern Central Time. We're moving the show up to 9 p.m. Eastern Central Time. So a lot of people go to bed. They miss half the show. They go back and watch on the archive, which is always there. You can always go back to the archive because, you know, you can't really sit around for the whole time. Although people do. You can relax on your couch and you can watch the cool labels spinning. You can go eat your dinner or whatever you want to do, which is pretty cool, I think. But anyway, so starting next Saturday night, I'll be on beginning at 9 o'clock, 9 to midnight. So we're going to move the show up a 1 hour earlier. That should be good for a lot of people. I've been getting lots of response from that. So again, I'll be back Monday night. Been pulling out some records for Monday night show. That begins at 8 o'clock. That's my all 60s show. I feature a lot of soul records on that Monday night show, 8 o'clock, both on Oldies and More Radio and also here on YouTube. So tell your friends about the program. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Very important to subscribe and to click the bell to get notifications. I need to get my subscription levels up. I will do that. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. And like I said, I'll be back next Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more cool original 45s out of Johnny G's collection. We're going to close the show tonight close the show tonight with a request for my number one California listener, Matey Campboy. This duo formed, they were out of Newark, New Jersey, and their names are Sam and Bill. It's Sam, Gary, and Bill Johnson. And I didn't know that this record first came out on the Karate label out of New York City. I had no clue. But then it was picked up a month later on Johnny Nash's and Danny Sims' Joda label. And it's a cover song. This song was first recorded back in 1958 by Ed Townsend. He had a big, big hit with it, a song called For Your Love. But this is a cover tune by Sam and Bill. This one came out in July of 1965, made it up to 98 on the Billboard Hot 100, did 38 on the R&B chart, but a big number 2 record out in California, a number 2 record on KDAY out of Los Angeles, California. So the closer tonight is for Matey Campboy by Sam and Bill, July 65 on the Joda label, called For Your Love. That's going to do it, folks. Johnny G's got to get out of here. I'm going to a record thing tomorrow at the Hastings-on-Hudson train station. I don't expect to find anything, but you never know. You could be lucky. I'll see you next Saturday night. If not, I'll see some of you Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Just want to say, everybody, so long for Matey. Okay, folks, that's going to do it. I didn't know that came out on Charlene. When Charlene did the research, she said, wait a minute, on the Karate label? I said, well, I guess, 65, that Karate label, I think, started like late 64. I got a lot of releases on that label, but here's the original sound, Take a Chance. I like a lot of good stuff on Original Sound Records. What is that book you're talking about? The Lowrider book. Somebody send me an email about that. Vinyltreasures@AOL.com. I'd be interested in getting that book or checking out that book. But anyway, here is the I used to come across a lot of the Joda releases. There's really not many records on the Joda label, but there's the For Your Love, Ed Townsend, arranged and conducted by Johnny Nash. That was his label, Joda Records. And then I think he had the Jad label, didn't he, in the 60s with Hold Me Tight and those other records there. Anyway, but what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yes, if you can't watch or view the Vinyl Treasure Show on YouTube, you can tune in at vinyltreasures.net, because I do an upload. Like I'll do it takes me 2 seconds to upload the streaming. So a lot of people download that. I don't know if they put them on CDs anymore, put them on their phone. I think Sterling puts it on his phone and listens to it in his 57 Chevy when he's driving around. But anyway, you can go to that website. But it's, as long as there's not a copyright thing. Although, see, they're talking about, we detected copyright audio in your stream. So there you go. But I'm talking, I know that. So it's because I'm on too long. They don't want me to go past 3 hours. But anyway, so that's going to do it, folks. Johnny G's got to go relax, and I'll let you know what I find at that record thing tomorrow. Should be interesting. So I'll see everybody next week, either next Saturday at 9 o'clock or Monday night, 8 o'clock, for some cool soul music. So long, everybody. Thanks again, Charlene. Bye-bye.